I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater. As we approach the end of the season, there are some loose ends that we need to tie up. Specifically, we need one more Captain Crane is an Idiot episode. The Seaview is loading a bunch of crates on board, and Chief Sharky would like to know why there's suddenly a cargo ship.
These are wax statues.
Sir?
No. I don't blame you, Chief. We're taking them back as a favor to the State Department. Supposedly, they came from the lost continent of Atlantis. They're going to be used in the big exhibition in Washington. Any more questions?
Oh, no, sir. Sorry.
I always laugh out loud when Hollywood tries to talk about Atlantis. Was it a continent or a city? That depends on who our director is. Ever since the Renaissance, we've been trying to find an explanation for the legend with zero success. But all the legends agree that whatever it was, it sank in a cataclysmic event that shook the whole planet. A bunch of wax, remember their wax, figurines survived that.
Sure, Jan.
But theirs is not to question, theirs is to deliver the boxes intact. Everything is secure in the missile room, but Captain Crane is still away somewhere. As soon as he gets back on board, we can go. When the crate broke and the lid raised, I was going to do my joke, raise your hand if you didn't see that coming. But I didn't see a dwarf in a clown suit coming. I also didn't see this coming. Some kind of robot duplicate of Admiral Nelson, and he can command it by whispering into that control box. Since that's the case, and the other crates are the same size as that one, shall we try to guess what's in them? Sharky and Kowalski have discovered the broken crate, but can't come up with any reason for it. And where's the statue?
Kowalski, come over here. Kowalski.
That's a statue from Atlantis? I told you somebody was pulling a gag.
Okay, let's get back in the crate.
Oh, man, this thing's heavy.
Almost like it's an actual person. They put him back in the crate and leave. They report the incident to Admiral Nelson, but he's ignoring them and walking away. I guess it's not that big a deal.
Yes, what is it? What is this? What kind of a masquerade is this? Well, speak up. Who are you?
By the time Captain Crane gets back on board, our clown has replaced everybody. Even under the clown makeup, I knew Michael Dunn at once. Fans of the original Wild Wild West will recognize Dr. Lovelace, 10-time recurring villain who had a personal grudge against Jim West. He was also in one of the most famous episodes of the original Star Trek, Plato's Stepchildren. Unfortunately, chondrodystrophy, the technical name for what we used to call dwarfism, doesn't just affect height, it affects everything, and it's a killer. He died in 1973 from it at 38 years old. I love what he said when he decided to be an actor. I knew there wouldn't be too much competition for roles. There were a great many professional midgets, but there aren't too many dwarfs who can act. He most assuredly could.
Chip, where's the deck watch? There's no one topside, no one at all. Anybody could have walked aboard. Now, what's the matter? Don't you hear me? Chip, what's happened to you?
Feel his face or his hands and you might figure it out. Everyone else in the control room is acting just like Morton. Crane can't understand it. He's standing there giving Morton order after order, and it's as if Chip doesn't even hear him. Mostly because it's rather obvious he doesn't.
Welcome aboard, Captain Crane.
Whatever he expected to happen next, that wasn't it. He may be wondering how many drinks he had while he was ashore.
I thought you'd never join us.
Chip, put down that gun. I don't want to shoot you, Chip. But so help me. If you don't put that gun down, I will.
Believe it or not, he still hasn't figured out that that's not Chip. He needs to talk to Admiral Nelson.
Admiral, something's wrong with the crew. All of them. They act like zombies.
There is nothing wrong with the crew.
No, he's not going to figure out that Nelson is also geefled. He keeps trying to talk to him as though he's a human. What about that weird little clown running around? Who is he and what does he have to do with anything?
There is no such man aboard.
I saw him. He's obviously a maniac. He tried to kill me.
There is no such man aboard.
Admiral. Admiral.
He finally noticed something's wrong. But don't expend all your frustration yet. There's plenty more of this.
We're underway. Did you give the order? Did you give that order?
I guess I was mistaken. He still doesn't grasp it.
Control room. This is the captain. Who gave the order to sail?
He just came from the control room and saw the condition of the crew there, but he still expects a response.
You will respect my authority.
Make all preparations to dive.
This is the captain. Belay that order.
Dive, dive, dive.
Crane still doesn't understand that this guy has complete control of the boat, and he's replaced the crew with wax-covered robots. Robots that resist bullets, I might add, which should have told the captain something.
Captain Crane, can you hear me? Captain Crane, can you hear me?
I hear you. Where are you?
I'm in the control room. I would appreciate it if you would come down here and give yourself up.
What are you talking about? I'm in command of this ship.
Sure, that's why everybody is jumping to obey your orders. How many drinks did you have on shore?
On the contrary, I am in full command. You are my prisoner. You are alone, Captain Crane.
Well, except for the guy you're talking to, but you get the idea. At least I think he's starting to.
Are you still there, Captain?
I'm here.
Splendid. Then let's stop wasting any more of your time and mine. Come down here and give yourself up. Captain, don't count on any help from your crew. I'm sure you've seen enough by now to know that they'll be of no further service to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's finally figured that out.
Attention all hands. This is the captain speaking.
Or not. Really?
Someone is trying to take over our ship. And we're all in great danger. I don't know how many of you can hear me, or how many of you are left. But we've got to work together. All of us. Now get your hands on whatever weapons you can find. And report to me in the missile room.
Under the clown's directions, they carry out part of that order. They all arm themselves with tranquilizer pistols and go hunting for the captain. Turns out he's the bad guy trying to take over the ship.
Didn't you men hear my order to report to the missile room? On your feet. You hear me? Get up.
Oh, the clown told him he's alone, but he just can't get past.
You will respect my authority.
You have no authority at the moment, Captain. You're the fugitive here.
Chief. Are you all right now? I need your help. All right. Stay where you are. Don't move any closer. I'm warning you.
He already forgot that shooting Chip did nothing. He keeps trying things that don't work until they're about to swarm him. I would say shoot him, but the gun's empty. There is one thing Captain Crane can do.
Oh, I admire you, Captain. You put up an excellent fight. Useless now, of course.
Who are you?
I was a circus clown until now.
What are you trying to do?
They say even the best plans contain a flaw which might sometimes prove fatal. Happily, this is an exception.
That's nice, but it doesn't answer his question. He says, you got aboard in one of those crates?
There are no statues on board. I've taken them all from under the noses of the authorities. The cargo you so carefully stowed away on your ship was wax dummies.
You're talking in riddles. Now just speak plainly. Say what you mean.
He did, but you forgot to take your smart pills this morning. He's telling you he replaced the crew with wax robots. If you had checked a couple of the crates before those guys came in, you would have found your real crew.
By all means, Captain. I, like you, admire plain talk. It saves so much time.
Which is why I'm not going to do it just to frustrate you.
So, Captain, to be blunt, I propose to kill you. Now.
That could present some problems. I recommend the captain not let him do it. Look at that. He took my suggestion.
Stop him!
What is he doing? The clown is down and unarmed. Grab him, put him in a nice little chokehold, and dare him to have those things advance. Captain Crane has done some dumb things, but this whole mess just lost me forever. He has more sense and can think on his feet better than that. While he's down, you hoist him up by his shirt and say, "Where's my crew?" I guarantee he'll answer. From here it descends into Crane running hither and thither while the zombies wander around with their tranquilizer guns trying to shoot him. He manages to draw the control room crew far enough away and takes refuge in the flying sub. If he can launch it, he can go call for help and take his sub back from this guy. They need to secure a few panels in this thing. Breaking it is way too easy. If he plans to solder something, it ain't gonna happen with a flame like that. More likely he'll set the whole thing on fire. Has anybody in our crew ever actually used one of those? Maybe if you hit him instead of swinging past him, you might have some effect. Those were the worst fake punches I have ever seen. I can't believe the director let that get into the final cut. Now can you figure out what the clown meant about the wax dummies? There's a nice puddle of it right there in front of you, and that little torch flame put it out of action like that. He has an actual weapon now. It's effective enough to keep the other robots from coming near him. He'll also have some help soon enough. I wonder how long the clown, I keep wanting to call him Dr. Lovelace, expected him to be out. That should mean the rest of the crew will be waking up soon too.
Hold it! Lee. I was just looking for...
Don't take another step. What is the matter with you? I'm warning you, don't take another step.
Is his hair on fire? Is his face half melted off? For crying out loud, Crane! He still doesn't get it.
Lee, will you put the torch away, huh? Has everybody aboard this ship lost their minds?
You seem to be yourself again.
Again? He really thinks that other thing was the Admiral, but he somehow grew his hair back and put his face back on and wandered down there. This is driving me normal. But he's figured out that heat will destroy them, so they need to raise the temperature in the sub to the highest they might be able to survive. The only way to do that is with the reactor, so better get to it. Now who's alone, clown? Don't you hate it when all your plans just melt away? I wonder if Captain Crane finally understands what the clown meant by wax dummies. There is no guaranteed answer. In the missile room, the rest of the men are waking up. Let's finish this.
There's a little man, the clown you were telling me about.
I don't know. But I'm sure he must be around here somewhere.
Of course he can't hit them, but he does enough damage to set the boat violently rocking side to side. Why are there so many exposed panels where that can happen? The Seaview is OSHA's worst nightmare. I guess it's a good thing OSHA didn't exist yet.
What do you make of them?
Well, we have him analyzed, of course, but I'm sure it was his own invention.
He was completely mad, wasn't he?
Mad? Certainly. But I believe he was an authentic genius. His plan must have been to capture the best minds in the world, singly or in groups, and use them in some mad grab for power.
The Seaview would allow him to wander around the world collecting these people and all that, and you cannot be serious. This came out of left field at best, somebody's where they wasn't looking at worst. You don't summarize a plan like that at the very end. You have the villain tell it at some point. I get the feeling that until the writers got to the last page, they didn't have any idea what Nelson was going to say, so they made it as vague and nonsensical as possible. This episode isn't just bad, it's infuriating. It's a slap in the face to the character of Captain Crane. He's already seen that none of the crew was obeying him, but he still says, "I'm in command of this ship." He knows better than that. This is poor writing of the most insulting kind. I'm not sure what you would have to do to me to make me watch it again. It's beneath the quality and dignity of this series. Michael Dunn did give us an excellent performance. In other news, the atmosphere is made of air, but even he couldn't save such a terrible script. Everyone who let this get to production should apologize to the cast, the crew, and the viewers. Do better.
All I gotta do is breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. Breathe underwater.
The technical name. What? Okay, and then lose the line. Okay. Oh, for look. I would say shoot him, but the gums are enough. Well, I was rolling.